People come into this car park along that edge and around this one, and this is brilliantly, it's been there all winter. It means that the headlights and field of view don't get me. Plus, the wind is usually blowing from that way. See, here's the bizarre thing. So what is it, 7:30? Actually starting to get light at nearly 6:30. I kind of decry the words nomad. All of those sort of words. I'm not a nomad. I merely know that in the rural regions where I sought to exist, not in Britain, but stuck in Britain, the bizarre country where in 10 years, dozens of encounters succeeding in actually increasing my universe in terms of previously living in an area with very few well, I don't want to say spare women, that's the wrong way of putting it, but yeah, for various reasons you just end up in real country areas. This isn't a real country area. In real country areas you end up with a lot more men than women, because they come seeking the good life. As of 20-ish years ago, their marriage doesn't last, and then she is usually the one to leave, go back to where they'd come from, or go and live with friends, parents, whatever, blah blah blah. And so you ended up like in the area of how and why from roughly 20 years ago, with like you'd go, if very occasionally, well, just, it's so depressing. You go to the local pub for an early 7 o'clock in the evening drink, pint, and there's just like basically only men there, and half of them genuinely are miserable. Anyway, let's just forget about that. But yeah, just wanting to expand my, or needing to, having spent so long just focused on a kid, expanding my horizons a little bit, social, just your friendship group. There's no point. It's just like everybody's stuck. 10 years exploring that. But what was I going to say? Yeah. Not looking for home, looking for affinity. There you go. And previous region, given up on it. Wasn't planning to try this region, but this region, well, not too far from 3 years, give up. This particular region, so interesting actually, just so dysfunctional under the smiles and the opulence. Anyway, here's the bizarre thing. This winter has just been wonderful. I didn't want a good winter. And the bizarre thing is this, is that, I mean, what is it? It's at least 10 degrees this morning, which means you're fully functional when you get up. But waking up when it's 2 or 3 degrees, 4 degrees, that's when and it's dark still. So getting up at 5:30, 6, and the window is steamed up, you're kind of like, how am I going to get through the day? But no, within a few minutes, the head is so sharp and enjoyably pondering what to say about the world, what to make of the world, what to make of societies like this, which I'm not really interested in, but others probably are. That period, that first few hours with nobody else around, and you're completely cocooned, it being dark and the windscreen steamed up or misted over such that nobody's going to see you. It's just so wonderful. And the funny thing is that just the beginning of this week, it sort of suddenly starts to get light at about 6:30 and less mist on the windscreen. It's like, that's actually a negative. Now, I love sunshine, but yesterday was a day I could actually sit out in the sunshine for a few hours. And yes, it's like, you can feel your body going to that next stage of being back alive. But the bizarre thing is, you see, that's the whole thing about being in the small space called a van. It's actually the winters which are they are the most important positive side of it. You're just in a different mode. And in the autumn, you're sitting there, and even I, last September, October, was like, oh, I dread slightly, just a slight feeling of dread inside. I dread the onset of winter. I don't know if I'm going to get through it. If the van breaks down, I'm totally and utterly, well, you see, there you go, I'm going to say I'm totally and utterly fucked. But it's that kind of being made to be somewhere, as long as you feel you're kind of anonymous and nobody's like, what's going on here? As long as you don't have any of that, or have very little of it. Actually, it's quite good to have it a bit, because that kind of puts, when you can achieve the most of the time feeling that nobody knows you're around, you're in your own world, you've got your own mental energy there for a few hours every morning, first thing, where my mind drifts and I come up with good thoughts, good insights, good things to, and turning a camera on never assists it. That's not a problem. It's just the way it is. So sitting here, like with my writerly pad out, pondering. I mean, not that anybody. Yeah, I mean, on the radio 10 minutes ago, you have, and this is the problem. The problem is as follows. You have national reading year or whatever it is. Now, it's not about the fact that it's an American, but I was really quite shocked. Some sort of older American person connected with literature chooses the Ursula K. Le Guin trilogy, which is a fantasy, and they did a reading from it. It's like, what? Yeah, talking an old man, not old, but like 60, 70-year-old man who's achieved something in this world. He's become somebody who's valued for his words. Is there, to him, the pinnacle of thought, writing literature is a fantasy series with fucking wizards. And what else did it have in it? Wizards? Going to an island and it's full of wizards. Now, excuse me. What? And there is nothing in that. What I've just described, the partial magic of a couple of hours in the morning, hunkered down, like knowing as I did last September, October, oh shit, I'm not even going to get through this winter. Knowing you're in trouble, knowing there's no hope, knowing there's only misery and hunched shoulders out there. And yet, the mind, the spirit, here, now, without any fucking wizards involved, every morning for the last 3 or 4 months, I wake up, with just a little bit of lust for life, or lust for female lives, but lust for trying to make, trying to say something useful. That's magic, but it's not real magic. And I'm just a normal person. I am a person who evolved myself through the mainly non-fiction books as a child, 12, 13, the kind of My Family of Other and Other Animals, Ring of Bright Waters, Tark of the Otters, those kinds of books, and then on to a bit of Swallows and Amazons, and then about age 14, 15, I did actually have a few years of the old school science fiction, such as Arthur C. Clarke. He was great. um, Space Odyssey, those books, 3000, 2001, Space 3001, those kind of books. But they haven't got kind of wizards and bloody aliens in them. Well, not much in the way of aliens. No, those are thoughtful books, and they're about most of them. No, all of them. They were great. Those old books, those old science fiction books. Somebody going off in a spaceship, but it's like at the end of the day there's just basic moral philosophy, because that's all that we have. That's what this planet with this 9 billion people is. How does one organize society with reasonable moral philosophy? And chuck in a few rockets and a bit of right, there we go, I'm going to run out of battery. But it's just absurd. That's what so many people think is the kind of answer. It's just going so backwards. It's basically going, you may as well be in the fucking times of the pharaohs with their mumbo jumbo, believing a snake is the embodiment of whatever. Anyway, point. Sounds negative, but in fact it's positive. It's about, you know that the winter is going to crush you, but there's that thing. I'm just an absolutely standard, normal person. I've had a few experiences which are a little bit unusual, not sought ever, but blah, blah, blah. What I know is that which the ordinary thoughtful person sets down as the menu of how to persist, or if you must use that ridiculous word that's so fashionable, be resilient. No, that's the wrong word. It's just about persisting, because that's what I realized. That's the key to it all. It's not like you seek to persist. Perhaps I've made that point. As far as I was concerned, last September, October, despite it being approaching my 5th winter living like this, it's like, no, I'm not going to survive. It's going to be terrible. But no, this winter has actually been only, I repeat, only enjoyable. And I've even had the worst illusionista, somebody who I did think really could be trusted to mean what she said. Oh, you're working 2 days a week at this place. Turns out to be a complete. I knew there were clues. Like, no, a really, really unhappy, wound up inside older woman. There were clues, but I thought, but I was doing, loved the property and doing a great job with love, with actual heart, despite her. Like, but I did think it would carry on, and that would be it. The 250 quid a week coming in, keep me plodding along. Nope, turns out to be a total bloody. Anyway, forget that. You see, that's irrelevant. That's the point. There's something so full in the existence of just being aside, knowing that you're gonna be crushed, but then it's all right every morning. It's a bit more than all right. That's all there is in life. It's a bit more than all right. I wake up, like, mind in pretty groovy condition. I don't care if nobody else is going to respond positively. I know my mind has been at its best the last 3 or 4 months, stuck, winter, not enough money coming in to go anywhere. The worry of, oh shit, if something goes wrong with this vehicle, I'm stuffed, man. Nothing spare. That's what it's all about. And all the readers and the book preachers can talk about is fantasy, wizards. Oh my God. Right, the end.